Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon if you're in the UK. Okay, so first day of this PA account. Now, I didn't hit my target trading yesterday when I was streaming, but I came to the chart later in the evening to mark my chart up, and I saw a really nice long trade, second entry long, right off the bottom of the key entry point. So I took it. It went miles up, but I just took the points I needed, and that finished the evaluation. So evaluation done. So I'm starting the PA account, as you possibly noticed today. So good afternoon. Happy to hear you pass it out. Thank you. What? Thanks very much. So actually, we had the CPI data through earlier, which, I mean, that was quite a move. That was had a big push up from about here to about here. So that was that's quite a chunk. That is 121 point move up. Keithy, all right, bud, how you doing? Thank you, mate. Thank you. The fellow Brit. Scott, you class yourself as a Brit? Yeah, of course you are a Brit. Okay, just quickly, I did look at a trade a minute ago. This isn't necessarily the correct channel, but I drew it, and it touched here, it came back down, and there was a second entry along this bar here, and I looked at it, and I think the only thing is we're a little bit rangy there, although that's exactly where I like to take my longs, nicely hugging the top of the EMA, but I don't like the fact that that bar didn't tick below as much as this. I thought it was probably likely, morning R, how you doing? I thought it was probably likely going to be a trade, but I didn't want my first trade to be a little bit over keen, so I thought let's leave it alone. And I nearly took it on a limit order down here where this one broke, so it's a shame really, because I could have probably, if I'd have been took it up there, I could have probably got over 10 points out of that, which would have been a nice start. Having said that, I did think that because I'm on this live account, maybe I was being a little bit too keen, so I left it anyway. And although it would have made guaranteed if I'd have taken it, it'd have high turned tail and gone down on me. So anyway, Brant, so you finally got a trade in yesterday. I called it a day. Well, to be fair, I do have a rule that when I leave for the day, I don't come back. And to be honest with you, when I came back to the chart, there was a second entry long, which was actually quite a small signal bar, and I would have risked about 2 points, which is what I made yesterday. So if I'd have lost that trade, I'd have been down to zero yesterday, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but the trade did pass the evaluation, which is what I'd have liked. Obviously, I work sort of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so I wanted to try and make the most of the days I got off. So I broke my rule, but I was careful. It was a calculated decision. Trust me, I'm a trader. So it was a calculated decision. Sam, hey, UK futures trader. Let's get it. Thank you, Sam. You're a new face, Sam. I don't think I've seen you here before. Where are you from, buddy? Nice to know where people are from. So we got our regular faces so far. There is a possibility I may have to cut this stream short. My mother's ill at the moment. She's not got long left, so there's a few messages flying around at the moment. Keep my phone by me, so that's a possibility. So, but my mum would have said, "No, you carry on working. You're doing well." So, I have noticed my messengers keeps blinking at the moment, so that's a possibility anyway. So, Suffolk, good grief, we're getting quite a little UK following here, aren't we? So we got you from Suffolk. We got Keithy from, I think you're Aberdeen, Keith, aren't you? We've got the Fife guy. He's Aberdeen as well. Brant, remind me of Brant. Let me think. Brant. Are you Canada? I'm not sure. Or are you UK? No, you're UK as well, aren't you? Are you Nottingham? I think you're Nottingham. Yes, man. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. She's had cancer for a long time now, but she's sort of slowly. But she's okay with it. She's all cool with it. My mum's a believer. She's accepted it. She's fine with it. In fact, she's more than accepted it. She said when she was told, she had a massive, big feeling of relief. So, oh, sorry, you're in DC. Got you. There's another guy messaged me yesterday. He's from the UK. Okay, so we've got a Suffolk guy. We've got an Aberdeen guy. There's quite a few for the UK now, I'm finding out. It is nice to speak to people from the UK because obviously systems are a little bit different over here, maybe payment systems, so it's quite nice to, you know, find out what people are using, what people are doing. So yeah, so all good. Suffolk. Suffolk. Okay, so we're building up some UK. So I think you US guys are outnumbered at the moment, I think. So, okay, so market has just opened 30 seconds ago, my chart. So it's just, we've had that massive push up and the ATR's come back down. It was a lot larger at the time. So that's obviously the news was better than predicted, I think. But it's, okay, it's just trying to figure out now what the market's doing so we can think about which direction we're going to take it. So whether that was valid or not, I don't know. It would make sense. We started here. It's sort of respected at the top. It's respected it here. We've had this bit of a sideways movement, bit of a break, push up, new extreme, and maybe we're coming down now. So the thing about these days where you have this news, there's a reasonable chance we'll tend to work our way back down and get to somewhere where we opened. Tends to happen that you think good news, but you know, good news has pushed that up, but yeah, a lot of the times we tend to work back down to somewhere around, you know, not far off where we started. Don't ask me why it works that way, but it does. You think good news, it would just keep on going up, but we shall see. So let's mark some short-term trend channels and see if we can figure out. Okay, short-term trend channel break. A couple of pushes down. I'm just looking for somewhere around here where it might slow down, but I may remove this channel at some point. In fact, I might remove it now, actually. Let's remove it. Okay, so I had a push up, new high, push down, not quite a new low, push up. Let's have a look here. Possibly something like that. A little bit of sideways, another push up, top down. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. We have that massive big push up, and then we obviously get quite a big sell off, and then we've sort of staggered to the side a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see where this goes. But at the moment, we seem to be sort of a little bit rangy. Trouble is, when you've got a big bar like that, it sort of splits your screen up a little bit. It'd be nice to catch some of that, wouldn't it? Look at that, if you'd have gone long there. Oof. You'd be one happy bunny now, wouldn't you? 120 points. That's huge. Okay. So I paid my excuse me, I paid my monthly fee today. And I would say, judging by what I paid, pound has recovered again against the dollar. I think it's something like 122, 125 at the moment. I think it went down as low as 112. So the weaker the pound gets, it's good if you're getting paid from the dollar. But the trouble is, the more strength the pound gets, the sort of less we earn over here. But I think it cost me about £71 the monthly PA fee. So A month ago, that would have been about £76, £78. So okay, so that possibly could be a bit of a spike on the channel, maybe. $4120 is the target if you want to make a measured move down. You're about from up here. So I'm assuming your measured move is going to be something like that, is it? Let's have a look. Boom. What did you say it was? 4120. Okay, that's not the measured move you had in mind, is it? Are you doing your measured move from here? I don't know. Push up. It's quite hard to tell at the moment, isn't it? Good day from Italy. Hey Luke, I'm trying to think, mate. Are you you're probably about 3 or 4 hours ahead of us, I think, aren't you? So, what have you just gone 2:30 in the UK? Are you about 3 hours or 4 hours ahead? Something like that. So it's probably evening, early evening for you, maybe. That's where I measured from. Where'd you measure from? Right at the very top, bud, did you? Italy. I could murder a pizza about now. Oh, 1 hour? Oh, I thought you I've flown over Italy before. Never been there. The boot of Italy. Flew over there when we went to Cyprus. We lived in Cyprus for a couple of years, a long time ago. Not too far. No, an hour's okay, isn't it? Morning. Is it Yulan? Is it Yulan? Is that how you say it, Yulan? We spoke to you yesterday, didn't we? Israeli. Morning. Spoke to you yesterday. Who else? Anybody I'm missing? No. Said morning to you. Excellent. Yulan. Remind me where you're from, buddy. I like to get to know people. Yulan. I think you might have told me yesterday, didn't you? We're still in Europe. I think we're in Europe, but we're not in the EU anymore, are we? Yes, sir. No, we're out of the EU now. Let's have a look. Tampa. Ah, of course you are, yeah. Tampa, Florida. You did tell me yesterday, I remember. Tampa, Florida. So basically, apart from Suffolk and Aberdeen, where everybody is warmer than it is in the UK. Nicole. Is that Nicole? Good day from Bulgaria. Ah, another European. Nicole. Is that how you say it, Nicole? Are you a she? I take it you're a she, are you? Are you a lady? Are you a girl? Nicole. Nicola? 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 Nicola. Let's have a look at that. Probably got it completely right. I know some European names can sound like UK female names, so I want to know who I'm talking to. They're from Bulgaria. I went to Bulgaria once when I was a wee lad at school. No. So, so you're a guy, yeah? You're a guy, yeah? Nicola, men. Ah, gotcha. Men. That'll do. Yeah, I went to Bulgaria on a skiing trip when I was a wee lad at school. All I remember was snow. I know it's quite big for skiing, isn't it, Bulgaria, and probably a lot of other things. Okay, so is it Nicola? Nicola? Is that how I say it? Nicola? Okay, so I don't want to be a bit hasty here, so we've had a bit of a break. The trouble is, I'm not really convinced how I've set that is correct. It's a little bit messy. It could be, but we seem to be. Thing is, when we're in a yeah, it's hard to say really. It could be a bit of a spike in a channel, but see, that could be a break depending on how it's drawn. That could be a break and a new low, or this could be the break. So it's correct. Excellent. So it's hard to say at the moment which is the break. It could be a bit of a spike. Let me get rid of that. I'll tell you what. Let's bring that down here like this. Let's see where it finishes there. So yeah, I'm not convinced. That could possibly. It's not. You've got the same channel to the larger one, have you? Yeah. Trouble is, if you haven't got your channel drawn right, and you haven't got your break drawn right, you trade down channel. Yeah. Your trade might not go right, see, so that's why you've got to be careful. I mean, we've had this big push up, and then we've had a big sell off. Then we've sort of come up a little bit, gone to the side a bit, and now we're having a bit another sell off. But I'm not convinced we haven't already had the break in. We're pushing up. There's certainly nothing looking. It's hard to say, really, isn't it? I'd say there's a possibility we've had the break here, the way that EMA pops out, but I'm not confident enough to take a trade. So let's see if we can make this look like something. Yeah, see, this could be the break and then coming down, or it might be a new channel. So it's hard to say at the moment. Nicholas, how you doing, buddy? Sent you my chart on Facebook. What? Just you sent it yesterday, didn't you, as well? Let me have a look. Let's have a wee look. Yeah, you've had a. I did look at that. You've had a spike in channel. I thought that was a possibility. Let's have a look. So you've gone from about here somewhere, aren't you? Yeah, that looks like the break, doesn't it? So looks better. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. So that's what I was saying. I wasn't convinced that wasn't the break, and we were moving back up. Yeah. So yeah, so you've almost got a smaller channel, haven't you? You've got something like that. Your bars are slightly different from me. I got a couple of red around here. I got a little bit of red bar, but you've got something like that there. You've got a couple of nice bars in a row. Not sure if I'm right. Well, to be honest with you, all we've got to decide really is whether it's worth taking a trade. At the moment, it's not really clear, is it? It certainly would make sense the way that EMA kicks out a little bit, and it has gone a bit sideways, and that's the first time it's really done it. So that would make sense. And all it means really is I'm not prepared to take a short to make a new extreme. I'd say there's a good chance that's a new extreme, and the way it's holding at the top of the EMA, I'd say it's probably right. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's just risky to know what to do at the moment. I'm going to push down, push up, bit of sideways, down, up. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to settle. But at the moment, obviously, that big push up is just it's made things go a little bit sideways, isn't it? And usually that settles down, and then we get into some sort of either a range or a channel. There's nothing there at the moment, an overall type thing. Yeah, I'd say that's definitely now. We've had a break and a new low. That looks about right, I think. overshoot here. Who else we got? Have I missed anybody? Let's have a look. No, I think we said hello to everybody. Okay, now first chance to actually make some money. Now I have had a bunch of other PA accounts before. I think this is number 9, I think. Let me have a look. Yeah, this is PA account number 9. But I have come quite a way, I think, since I believe the last few. So okay, so fingers crossed. So I'm just going to take my time and just treat the market exactly like I have done for the last 7 days. Wait for a clear setup, an obvious setup, one that jumps out at me, and take it and commit, and then move on. Watch Max. Anybody watch Mac's video last night? I think the reason it was slow yesterday is a lot of people hadn't rolled over. So hopefully there's been quite a lot of there's been a lot of volume go through. So I'd say, I mean, considering we had that push up, there's been quite a bit of volume go through. So I would say the majority of people now rolled over. But yeah, Mac mentioned that yesterday. He'd had a few emails. Why was the market a bit quiet yesterday? And turns out that's why. Okay, so that may be a range. We're certainly going sideways anyway, so that's as close as I can drum up for now. Very fast to get the account in a day. Oh, absolutely. I remember I did a bunch with UProfit, and it takes 2 to 3 days. Now I got my message early hours of the morning. So absolutely, yeah, it takes less than a day. You're up and running. You've got the same range. Great. Okay. That's the beauty of trading with other people, because it does. 2 heads are better than 1. In this case, we've got 23 heads at the moment, so it is nice to have a chat and compare ideas, because it just confirms it to you, because we all sometimes have a doubt, whether we've got things drawn right. It's why at the end of every day I compare my chart to anybody else who posts it, just to sort of build up that sort of muscle memory that I'm doing things right. Although I consider myself trading wise at the sort of the bottom of the intermediate level at the moment, I think I've learned enough to be able to make money. But you're constantly learning with this, and it's sometimes you can get stuck. I get trapped now and again in places, so it's constant learning. But that's what makes it interesting for me. It's a constant challenge. It's a challenge to go out and beat the market, isn't it? Be one of the traders that ends up in the green. Okay, so we've had this channel, that looks okay, and we've had a couple of good pushes up. We've pushed out of it. That channel may turn out to be a little bit bigger. Let's have a look. Maybe, I don't know. I think so. Sometimes, in a lot of cases, they start up one side and move over and then go up the other side. So it certainly seems like a range, doesn't it? all I want to be careful is we haven't had if we end up having a couple of pushes down to the EMA, I just want to be certain that this is the channel, this is the first break, and I haven't already missed a break, and I'm going along into thin air. What's happening at the midline? Okay, the midline doesn't really seem to be holding anything. Everything's pushing up, down through the midline, straight up. It's holding on the midline there, but that's not too much. I have mine a bit bigger. So, see, I like to think it's sort of touched here, touched here, touched here. So that to me is a little bit of an overshoot. Touched here, finished here, or closed here, the bottom of it, touched here. So I tend to go with the most touches, and this, you know, it's the close of the body there, close of the body there. Yeah, it's just, yeah, this is as close as I think it is, but you just, that's what I mean, you just don't know, do you? You don't know for sure. Okay, so that channel may have been a bit smaller with an overshoot and a couple of pushes up, or it may push back up here, but it's hard to say at the moment. I'm just seeing if there's any other little bit of resistance where it may bounce. Let me open that. Okay, so that is a hidden second entry long, but I don't like that bar. Doesn't tick below, it's a little bit weak, isn't it, I think, although it's bullish. Sometimes these little bars can just, it's as if they get in the way. What is that? Mind you, it's 2 points. 2 points. See, this could be a push-up, or it could be the start of... We might have already had a new high, and it could be the start of something like that. And it'll trigger, and then down it'll go. If it breaks below here, it quite likely is one push down, two pushes down. In which case, that is probably like that, with an overshoot. Pull back in a new high. Okay, so that's the first entry. Let's see what happens here. That is a failed second entry. It's tempting, but I just don't like it. I don't like the way it's had this one push down, pull back. It's actually a second entry short and a failure, but it's broken bullish. Okay, so that can't count that going short, so perhaps we are making a new extreme. So perhaps that was valid. Let's put that back where it was. Okay, looks like it, yeah. Okay. That looks right to me. We're probably going to look to take a short if I can get a set up here. Yeah, I mean, it was tempting, wasn't it? We had this pull down, push up. If that had finished bearish, then I'd say there'd be a few shorts in there. It's just a little bit congested. So I think the reason it's pushed up higher is the majority of people have got their channel like this, in which case we've had a break, which is two pushes down. I always like two pushes down, followed by a push up to try and retest and break this high, which it looks like it's going to do. But it is holding on this midline a bit. So yeah, we're definitely ranging, aren't we, at the moment? Yeah, you could have potentially taken that as a second entry long. The only trouble is, really, for its second entry long, I think by the rules it should break below here. Although it still, in a lot of the cases, does move on higher. But, you know, we've got the rules we've got to follow, really. Once we start bending rules, I've tried it before many times, and you end up getting caught out. And you realise, as good as that looks, as nice as it's finished, you just can't take it. You've just got to let it go by, haven't you? Okay, there's a new high, so that is valid then. Break, two legs down, push up to a new high, see where it goes now. see if we can get up to the top here and validate this top line. Okay, so it's closed right at where the body's closed there, and it's touched there. So if we can get up here, then we get a big bearish bar, then maybe there's a trade for us. I just wonder, sometimes when you get one of these really strong pushes up, it goes sideways for a little bit and then it goes up. It's almost like a mirror image. Sometimes it does that really sharp push up. Oh, if that hasn't bars to the side, and then another sharp push up. But there is a little bit of congestion there, so that could halt in its path. Expecting a possible second leg to get to the top of the range. Yeah, you and me both, mate. Might be risky looking for a short that quick, yeah. I'll have to see what it does here. I've given up picking tops if I can help it. Having said that, if you do get 3 clear pushes up right to the top and it breaks lovely, then yeah, it might be a good trade. But I tend to be worried about them. I like to take a lower high and get it confirmed, really. And then once you get the lower high, then it's... you know, it's almost as certain as you can be that it's then, you know, coming down. But gotta say, you know, when I started trading channels, trading ranges used to fit quite nice at the tops. But lately, every time it goes up, it's hitting different parts, and it's, you know, it's hitting different levels. It's so hard to trade. Okay, so that one has played out. So maybe we are coming back down. Okay, so we've come down, pushed up, come down. Okay, so when this moved up and broke, it had a little bit of sideways before it moved up, so perhaps this is doing the same. Okay, if we can get maybe a lower high there, or a higher low. Let's have a look at that. Look at this. Trouble is, you get too many of these and it just confuses it. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, so we moved up, we had a break, new high, which means it's played out, so then you would usually maybe go down in the opposite direction, but this could be a possible second entry long. We have come down the bottom here, and based on this I am thinking that we're going to make our way to the top. because we have had good news, haven't we? So let's see where this ends up. I'm going to get an order ready just in case. But that is a second entry. It's 2 clear legs down. Let's just see how that finishes. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so that looks to me like 2. Yeah. See how we end up here. Trouble is, that is played out with a new high, so we could be coming back down. So it's so hard to take a long off here. I've been trapped so many times doing that, so I'm going to get rid of him. And I'm just not confident at the moment. I know what's going on, especially around this middle. It could come down or it could push up. That channel played out. What's it about there? Was it something like that? That's played out, so I'm not confident at the moment. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate it. Get yourself off, mate. Get yourself off. We'll catch up. Took a short on that candle. 0959. Oh, that's your time, isn't it? Yeah. Just scalped out. What did you do? You went short. Off which one? That one there. Yeah. Oh, that's had a bit pushed down. See what I mean? I wasn't. When something's played out, it means it can go down. I was still expecting it to push up here, but so yeah, that's a failure, isn't it? It's fast going to long. Okay, good on you. You spotted that one, mate. Trouble is, when you make these bigger overall channels, you forget the fact that we have pushed up, broken, and made a new high. So then, yeah, you can come in the other direction, can't it? Based on what I'm seeing here, we come down, we go up, we come down. I was expecting it to do that. But perhaps we are slowly, maybe, because like I said earlier, sometimes when you have these big push up, you sort of take it all back throughout the day. So I don't know, maybe it's something like that. Maybe looking to make a new low on wide down channel. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I'm going to leave that there for the minute. I'm not saying it's right. But we're working down, aren't we? So let's see if yeah, I wasn't confident to go short there because I was expecting it to, as we had a good push up here, I was expecting a little bit of a stall and then another push up towards the tops. But I did say earlier, and I haven't kept that in mind, that when we do get a good push up, then we usually get this slow trip back down to earth, which looks like we're doing. I can't see that goes up any higher. I suppose it's a possibility, isn't it? Maybe that one, maybe that one, I don't know. Possibly. It's touched there, isn't it? That might turn into something. So what I'm going to do just for now, I'm going to leave it there. So we've touched there, we've touched there, we've touched there. And the bottom's not looking too bad, is it? So that could be a possibility. So what I'm going to do is just, I'll leave that range there just for the time being, because at the moment we're still within it. So look, it might get another attempt to ride it down if it comes to the EMA. See, So that, I would say, is probably a bit of an overshoot. We've gone sideways a bit, so maybe. So we've had a bit of an overshoot, we have had a break, and we've had a new low. I can't see how that trend channel there would incorporate any of that. That to me is a natural break, isn't it? Even if it went from here, it would send it out. Okay, so yeah, I can't see. It's possible, that, isn't it? It's possible. It's hard to say at the moment, isn't it? But I'm going to go with that at the moment. Consider that a break. Looks like a break and 2 pushes down to a new low. Be interested to see what happens when it gets out the bottom of this range. I'm going to take that up a touch to about there, I think. Okay, so that sort of could be valid, couldn't it? We're touching here, we're touching here, we're touching here, so that's looking alright. This is, we're touching here. If you take that down a little bit more, it sort of probably incorporates this little bit, doesn't it? So, who knows? Yeah, oh yeah, that looks alright, doesn't it? That does look like a clear break and a push down, doesn't it? Doesn't always come back to the EMA, it depends how you know, how many sellers are in there. It's nice to try and identify what's going on then, because it helps you in decision making. Okay, so that's a push down. That's clearly a break to me. That's what I think anyway. Interested to see what happens here. I see. If you count this as a range, the only trouble is, to me, this is going down. So if I took a long here, that would be counter trend trading, which is what I try and avoid, unless it's a really wide channel. I've just been caught out so many times doing that, and I've really given up trying to pick tops and bottoms, because it is. Hiya Kim, how you doing? Uh, 4111 is the low. It's looking to break. 4111. I think it's broken, is it? Let's have a look. Where is it? Yeah, it looks like. So, okay, so we're pushing back down, aren't we? We're taking up all this bit of profit, aren't we? Let's have a look. May reverse around here. Certainly may. Let's see if there's any measured legs down. That's a possibility. Or it could be that one. And that one, no, I'd say that one's probably more like it. Push up there, push up there. Okay, so there is, if you are talking ranges, it has had a failed breakout the range. If that goes up, you could say that. But to me, at the moment, I'm thinking we're in a little bit of an overall downtrend. So, but that may work up here. Just trying to look on the 10,000 tick chart just to see if that gives me any more information. We seem to be from the top here, don't we, slowly coming down, so maybe we're going to come back to the EMA and maybe push down some more. It's hard to tell at the moment, but That doesn't really tell me a lot, apart from maybe we're sort of leapfrogging down. It's going top side in a hard way. It certainly could. It'd be interesting to see what it does here. So we've had this downtrend, we've had a break in a new low. I'm thinking downtrend, so maybe it'll push up here a couple of times and then go down some more. That could be a measured move, in which case, let's have a look. Breaks 4122, it's bullish. I think it's broken that now, isn't it? I'm not far off. 4122, which is about there. Let's see if R's right. Push up. Yeah, see, it's so tempting, isn't it, to think we've had a break. See, we also could be doing something like this. Let's remove that. I suppose that's a possibility. See, I'm still thinking down at the moment. Things are bullish, bearish to me. I know a lot of times when you have these big push up for the news events, then it tends to, you know, grab everything back throughout the rest of the day. So we've had that push down, haven't we? Back up to the EMA, we broke above the EMA, push strongly below it. See if we get a lower high here, in which case I'm certainly thinking down at the moment. So we've had a push up, break. We've had this push up here, we've had a break, haven't made a new high. That tells me the selling pressure's higher than the buying pressure. So let's see if we have a push up here, break above this. It turned at 4120, that's that one, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see what happens now. Okay, we've had a break above there. So let's see where this ends up now. Just get an order ready. Break, so this could be a second entry short. I think the bias is overall downwards. See what happens on this line. If it fits at the top of this channel and ends up bearish, then we may be going lower. Let's have a look. Right, okay, I don't like that. There's quite a little quick bit of movement there, isn't it? Okay, so push up, break. One attempt to go high. If we can get a lower high, I just don't like the way it's getting a bit stuck there. Okay, if we can get a lower high somewhere here. I mean, I'm not too concerned about the bottom of this range because it did push straight through it and then back up through it like it wasn't even there. It is a little bit of congested, isn't it? That's why you've got to be a bit careful. So, okay, so we've had this channel, we've had a break, new high, trying to go once. Looking for trying to go higher again, break above these, followed by a nice big bearish bar. I don't think that's an issue. We'll push to the downside. Okay, see how this ends. It's not looking bearish, is it? It's weird. See how I drew this channel and it's hit it there and it's closed there. It's weird, isn't it? So that tells me there are other idiots out there like me thinking the same thing. Okay, it's weird how it just fits there and there, doesn't it? Uncanny, isn't it, sometimes? Okay, so we've had this break. We've tried to go higher twice, and sometimes that can get it to fail. So I can't see a setup here, but if we can get maybe this holds here and maybe we get a bit of a pullback followed by a bearish bar, that might be a good short for me. But it is, as Kim says, is it Kim? Sorry, Nicola. Sorry if I got that wrong. It is a bit congested, you're right. Jaco, new face, how you doing? Where are you from? Okay, that's what I was expecting, but there's no setup at the moment, is there really? Yeah, so we got this break, trying to go once, trying to go twice, failed. You can't take a short there, it's just too high, it's risky, isn't it? We're looking for something here. We haven't broken this low yet, so if we can get a push above here, see, there may be a few longs in there. We've sort of moved up. We've had sort of two. Okay, let's see what happens here. There may be some longs in there. See, if this is part of this channel, we've had a break of the channel. Most breakouts fail, so let's see what happens here. See if I've read this right. I don't like that. Still think we're coming down. It's just not bearish enough for me, that. EMA is still pointing down. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so we've had this break. Trying to go once, trying to go twice, failed. That is a lower high with not a good candle. But I would say, from what I'm seeing, we are working our way down, but there's no setup there. Probably going to break this low here. Let's see if we do. What's about that? But there's no setup there for me. Yeah, see, that's a failure, but I don't like where it is. I don't like that bar. Having said that, if you'd have taken it, you would have got your points. But let's have a Keithy. I got a nice bar there. You got 2 points. Good on you, mate. Run stop down. Yeah, I was pretty much sure it was going down. I think this was the trade to take. I just didn't like the bar, but I bet some of your guys that bar looked a lot better, didn't it? In which case, you probably got what, 3.5 to 4.5 points down there if you got out there. Yeah, 4.7. That went down for about 5.5 points. We've matched the new low by the looks of things. So at least we're getting a bit of an idea where the market's going. So to me, we seem to be getting a downtrend here, and every time that moves a little bit more, it's looking better and better. So I can probably forget all that. I like the fact that it's be interesting to see now we've had this break and hopefully a new low, if it goes back up to the top again or whether it comes down. But yeah, that's the bar I took. Mine is really good. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing sometimes, isn't it? That's why I do wonder whether I get 2 or 3 Ninja Trader accounts and just pick the best. But yeah, it's if that had been a failure, the bar on a failure doesn't matter as much. The only trouble is that was the failure, but I don't like the way we're above the EMA. That's what makes me a bit. It's desperate to make it a full 100. Yeah. Okay, so there's a new low anyway, so that's played out. So we kind of, that channel actually worked out all right, didn't it? We've had that break. Didn't make a new high. Push down. Yeah, it's a shame that wasn't a nice bar really, because I'd have rode that down to the bottom. Got probably some in the region of 5 points, didn't I? What is that? Oh, piss off. So, yeah, I probably rode it down to about there to be safe. That would have been 5 points. That would have been lovely. I had a better bar than you. God, bloody hell, you're getting all the good stuff today, you lot. Mind you, I've taken plenty of trades that look great on my chart, and others it doesn't, so we all get. That's the frustrating thing of having having YouTube. I think you're about 20 or 30 seconds behind me. So it's a shame we weren't all on the same lines, because we could just click a button for which chart it looks bearish, click a button for which chart it looks bullish, and we can. I'm just wondering whether there's a way around that. Is there a way around? Is there a way around YouTube with it being so, you know, the time difference of maybe 30 seconds? It's hard to say, really. I was just wondering whether that was a possibility. You know what I mean? It's just hard to say. I don't think there's anything that can confirm it just at the moment. But you also have to realise on the daily chart we broke out of the top on the downtrend channel. We're pulling back to it. Yeah. Ivan. Yeah. Just trade your own chart. That's all you can do, mate, isn't it? And they're wrong. It doesn't matter if you miss a trade. No, you'll win some trades that I miss, and vice versa. So it always swings and roundabouts, isn't it? That's all you can do. You just got to take your. I'm assuming it's got to be something to do with the live data. The time it takes. It may take an extra millisecond or a couple of milliseconds between computers. So let's have a look here. High of the down channel. That is about to break. Mine isn't had a break yet. Yeah, I did look at that, mate, because it does seem like it's coming lower, isn't it? The trouble is, if you get it wrong, it could shoot up. You know what I mean? Because if it has broken and played out, obviously to me now this is becoming a nice downtrend. But at some point it could then move back towards the top, and if we've had our break and our new low, it can be dangerous to get into it. But to be fair, the way that's come up to it, I'd say you're probably right. Have a look. Props to you for staying calm. It sometimes causes me to. Well, do you know something? I'm with you there. It does with me. And I can't tell you enough how much having people watch it is making a difference, because I'm talking constantly. It's helping me think aloud. You know, sometimes when you're thinking and it's in the back of your head, it molds over, doesn't it? But when you're actually saying the words, it's making it more clear to me. So I'm sort of hearing what I'm saying, if that makes any sense. But I feel very calm, simply because I know I've got the ability to spot good trades, and at the moment I feel in a good place mentally to be able to wait for a good setup. But there's plenty of times where I showed you the other day how many accounts I've taken. Let's have a look. Properties. If any of you didn't have a look, there we go. There's all my failed accounts. So Apex 70, the 70th one I passed. There's a bunch of U-Profit one. There's one on my own. All these are U-Profit. 3 of them are earned to trade. Excuse me, and there's 8. This is the 9th P account. So I think at last count, there's the best part of 90 trades blown there. So that will give you an idea that I may look like I know what I'm doing now, but there's been plenty of times where I haven't got a bloody clue. Let's just check that's right. It should be 70. Number 9, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so what's that? Okay, I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, it ain't easy at times. I feel like I'm in a good place at the moment. Oh, fuck Christ. There we go. Okay, so we mentioned they've got their channel drawn there. That looks a lot better to me now, isn't it? Higher the downtrend. Break mine, yeah. Okay, you're right, mate. That looks much better to me. That doesn't. It's working its way nicely down to the bottom. So we may end up getting quite a nice downtrend today. Taking any and all fees. Taking any and all fees. Not sure what you mean there, but taking any and all fees. Well, you've got a bit of a smiley face, so I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. That might be above my English wit. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this chart up a bit. So we've broken that. Let's get rid of this. See if we can make it a bit clearer. Okay, so that now is looking like quite a nice downtrend. And I'm going to get rid of that as well. Remove. Okay, I'm liking the look of that. I mean, it could be a little bit lower, but we've started up here. That's nice. In fact, it probably even... We may find, by the time we've finished it, it's possible even come down here, but I think it's nice. Oh, shut off. I think that's looking pretty good. I like the look of that. Market is giving it all back. It usually does, mate, to be fair. You'll have a big push up followed by a quick sell off, then another push up, and then it will stagger and slowly start to go down. Hey Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? Good luck with the PA. Thank you, mate. It's broken the 4095. It has. That is where I had a measured move down. Yeah, from the top here, I'm assuming, did you? That sort of would make sense, wouldn't it? So if you get see, look at this now. If you took a trade up here and had the balls to run it down. So we've had that little overshoot, haven't we? Which may mean we push now towards the upside here. Let's have a look. I do like that. It's been a while since we've seen something that looks like a proper trend. We had like a massive choppiness yesterday. But it could go up there a couple of times and then come back down. The fact that it's overshot this larger trend would make me nervous taking a short right there. So I've had a push up and a break. See what happens here, but I'd be a bit nervous about going short there. Although we're in this channel and you could technically forget about that big one. Okay, we've had a break. That's broken above those two. So it looks like it may just come down again. Yeah, it has. Oh, I took that hidden second entry short. Which one? That one there. You took that, did you? The only thing that put me off that is these going sideways, and because we'd had this, although we were in this channel and we've come down the bottom of this channel, if we are talking a bigger overall, we've had a little bit of an overshoot. So that made me, I don't think I'd usually take a trend like that anyway. Where they're sort of stacking. And not only that, when it went, it just kept going. So if I decided, yeah, if I'd have decided to get into it, it would have probably been too late. So your chart looks different than mine. Yeah, we know that by now, don't we? push up, aren't we? Let me just have a look at the overall. That's a push up. That's a push up. I don't like the fact that it's at the bottom of this overall. Although theoretically it's only really touched there, isn't it? So that could quite easily and may possibly just get lower and lower until it maybe incorporates something like that. So, you know, I put it there because it was there, but as it's only touched once, it could quite easily be here, which actually probably makes a bit of sense, because have you noticed those two are crossing paths right where that finished, and then up it went. Okay, so there's a possible failure there. The only trouble is I don't like that. It's a bit too far from the EMA for me. And the reason being is I don't like the way it's come down a little bit. It could be something like that, but anyway. Push up, brake, try to go once, try to go twice, failed. You've certainly got some, yeah, okay. I just don't like the fact that it's I mean, it could quite tick and come back up here, and then there's two clear legs up on my chart. Yeah, there's a leg there and a leg there. Obviously that one was longer, and I thought because we come right down the bottom, I think there's a good chance we could make it to that failed second entry. Yeah, I know it's a failed second entry, but I just don't like the way we've had this leg up, and then we pull back in this leg, and the leg is shorter, which makes that a little bit more risky. It could have quite easily ticked below, gone up to about here, and then started working its way down. So I'm trying to take trades that I know are high probability trades in my eyes, you know what I mean? But if you look at that one, it's funny, look at there, and it starts there, isn't it? Yeah, I've just been caught out so many times. But I believe, and a lot of people believe, these high probability trades, if you get a decent one, they work 95% of the time, in some cases more. You know, I see trades now and again, and they just jump out at me, and I just know they don't fail, and they never fail for some reason. They're just that good. You know, sometimes something will just pop out here, and you'll go, wow, that's a cracker. And in some cases, as it's moved off, I've just hit the sell button. I'm that confident that it's a good trade. Ugh, cold coffee. Yeah, it's losing a little bit of momentum here, isn't it? So maybe but this, judging by who mentioned that? I can't remember, was it? That is certainly making sense now, is it? So look at that. That's a second entry short, that is. I'm tempted to take that second entry short. Let's see how it ends up. We haven't had a break of the channel yet. No, okay, so maybe we'll get it up here. Oh shoot, I do like the fact that I'm thinking down, although we've got this bigger all trend, but it only touches here, so that's just randomly putting it somewhere. So what I think I need to be aware of is we're in this channel at the moment, and we're coming to the top of it. So okay, so we push down a bit. So this may be the first break. Well, it's fitting lovely there. It's fitting lovely. Okay, so this is without doubt a break of a channel. So I'm looking maybe for something short here. I am aware it could continue up, but that to me is a very valid channel. Look at that. It fits. It doesn't get any better than that, I don't think. So I think this is a good place to look for a short. And judging by the way it's stalling a bit, so do other people. And if we can get... Christ, careful. if we can get a short here, we can ride that down for 10 points possibly. Certainly down to the lows. That's 5, that's 10. We're up here. We could get some nice points out of this. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that's the second entry short, that is. Hasn't finished right. Short between 410. See how it's stalled a bit, gone a bit flat. Just thinking if there's anything else here which could cause it to close there. There isn't really, is there? It's touched there, but that's a possibility area, but I don't know. Okay, right, I like the fact, I like that. I like that. Or do I? Okay, yeah. Okay, there's just something about that I was a bit nervous about. Oh dear, I'm going to give that one extra tick. Okay, that is a lower high. I'm hoping that that breaks. Okay, that's nice. So hopefully now we may get right down here. Fingers crossed. Lovely. That's what I was like. Oh, you bugger! Get down. Get. Oh, what did we get there? Okay, I didn't like that. I could have got a bit more, but I think that was okay. Let's have a look. What did we get out of that? I just didn't like that little spike. I'm quite glad I got out of that. Although I believe that was a good trend, a good trade. Nice and bearish, and the reason I like it is because we've had a break. It still looks like we are coming down, but that's a failure, isn't it? That's a failure. Getting a little bit nervous here. I may have got into that a little bit too keen. So let's just put that down to about there and hope we get lucky. It's getting a little bit congested here for my liking, and I've got nearly 6 points on this, so that's making my arse twitch a little bit. I'm hoping I might try and get out of this, I think. I don't like the feeling here. Okay, I'm getting out of this. Go down, okay. Get down, get down, get down. I'm just trying to get out of it. Okay. Keep going, baby. Come on. I'm just trying to keep this as tight as I possibly can. Okay, happy days. Right. That just made me a bit nervous there, so that is a good start. We're up $1,033. You took that failed second entry, yeah. I mean, it was a valid trade. The only bit that I didn't like that made me nervous is this quick little spike up and then another spike up. So that made me a bit nervous, that did. I didn't like that. But okay, so I mean, that was clearly a break, wasn't it? I think there was a good chance it was coming down, but when it had that little spike and a little, sometimes that means there's maybe something in the news or something's come out that's, you took that one too. Good on you. There's a few of us did well there, I think. So I did the two trades. I took that. What did I take first? Did I took that one, didn't I? And then I took the failure I think, because we'd had a break of this, haven't we? We'd had a break, and if you notice, I've read about this quite a bit. We get this strong push up. If you notice, those last couple of candles are starting to slow down, aren't they? Followed by a big bearish bar, which engulfed this candle. So maybe that was a good short. That was. There was nothing up here which could cause it. And then we had the failure, and the failure was here below the EMA, and that told me that it was a clear breakout, and that, which then I just my nerves nearly got the better of me, but I rode it down all right, so I did well out of that. So did we all take it? I think a few of us did. Who else? Let's have a look. Nicole, you took that one. Good on you. Who else? Did we all take it? Oh, so I think you took it, didn't you? No dinner. Bless. No dinner, sadly. Normally with break after channel Rex, so I tried to make the 2 attempts higher, yeah, which it clearly did, didn't it? But I'm going to thank. Who am I going to thank for that? Because somebody made me adjust my channel to a wider one. Who was it? Was that you, or was it? I can't remember. Was it made me change my channel? Speak up. I have downtrend. Yeah. Well done, Yulan 8 points. Fantastic. So did you take the failure, or did you take that one? Yulan 8 points. Okay, let's have a look up here. So I'm guessing you took the failure, did you? So look at that. Christ, it didn't half go down, didn't it? So you got 8 points. That's if you took that one. Excellent. So okay, that turned into quite a nice little area, didn't it? That did. That's fantastic, isn't it? Let's have a little look. Okay, so okay, so I think that's it for you, mate. What time is it now? Well, I'm waiting for a call, actually, so my mother's, I think she's about to clock out, I think, and my sister and brother-in-law are on the way up from Winchester, so I said I'd see him up there around about tea time-ish. So you took the failure. Yeah, let's have a look at that failure. Yeah, that was the sensible one. That is. The bit that made me nervous is when it went sideways like that, because you just don't know, do you? You know, as it touched the bottom of here, it could just decide to rocket up. You just don't know. Excellent. Yeah, see, there was no indication there was any congestion. So, although it was a little bit bullish, apparently, I've heard Max say quite a few times, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Because if it is slightly bullish, then maybe people will be going long and their stops will be here. So if you put your order there, it'll kill those stops and take your order, which then tends to push it to the downside. There is a potential second entry short there, but the fact that we've had this break in a new low, I'm going to skip it, because the last thing I want to do with a nice start to the day is end up shagging up me bloody me profit with a hasty trade. Although it is quite nice and bearish, it's a 12 bar, and that it could come down, but I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about that. There may be, see, a few longs in that, thinking, well, it's made something, isn't it? Let's see if that, let's have a look. Yeah, okay. We've had this break, haven't we, and it's pulled back in, isn't it? Which, that's what concerns me about going short, because it could go like that and then up, couldn't it? But I do like the look of that channel. It's nice. Bouncing off a measured move. Where did you do the measured move from, bud? Let's see if there was a measured move right from the top. Let's see if there's any. Okay, that's quite weird, isn't it? So that could be it. Right, that's why I didn't go short there, because that was just too low for me. Now, if you're scalped, you probably get a point out that, maybe 2 even. Let's have a look. That's about there, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so you'd have got 2.5 points there. But it's just a bit risky for me, that, as we've just made a break in a new low. We've had quite a good strong push down lately, so there is a possible. Let's have a look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I think we've certainly at the bottom. I think we may be, yeah, because that's a failure there. There'll probably be a few longs going in there, although I'm not a fan of going there just below the EMA. So look, you're done at 2 odd. Good on you, mate, for the day. All the best. And mother, thank you, mate. Brilliant. I'm happy for you, mate, too. Love seeing people doing well. You know, we're all in this together. We're all in like a big club, aren't we? And we all support each other and that. So good on you, mate. Take it easy. I'll be here tomorrow if you're around. Testing the breakout. Hello, mate. How you doing? Good effort getting the PA Lance. Yeah, thank you, mate. We're up $1,000, so that's quite a nice start. Actually, we've got on a couple here. Luckily, took that short and the failure, and I think we all shit ourselves for a while when it went sideways. But fortunately, gravity took over, and I think I came out somewhere here in fits of panics, I think. So that's quite a nice looking channel, that, isn't it? It's about time we had something nice in the way of a trend channel. I think your mucker's around this. I think he's just finished 5. Keithy, I think he's finished. So let me just mark these trades. I'll work out what they made later. So that one was there, and the failure. It's not often I get 2 trades close like that. But I think, see that, I mean, some people might call that risky. I don't like picking tops, but what I will say is we had a strong push up, followed by a break and a new high with a beautiful bearish bar. And I'm expecting it to come down. The overall bias is down. So for me, I think that was an okay trade. It was probably a bit bigger a risk. In fact, I may have even come in it probably 2 or 3 ticks lower than I wanted to. What is that low? 6, 7, 8. So it's 3.25. But I've got a feeling I ended up coming in down here. So the bar itself wasn't a massive risk, but then when we had the failure and it closed down here, I just took it and held on to me out. So that's a good start. That's the sort of start you want to a PA account. Move is done, yeah. Let's have a look. Nice doing that in the first hour and a quarter, isn't it? So you can do that every day and then finish. So I'm just going to get rid of some of these, clear up a bit. My PA account started the exact same way, just in the opposite direction. Bad luck, mate. As you could see earlier, this is my 9th PA account, but I'm in a whole world of a different mindset compared to what I was. I remember, I think was it? I don't know, maybe about the 3rd, 2nd. In fact, I think it was the first one I passed with Apex. I took my time. I seemed to be in a really good frame of mind that I took my time, and it just worked beautifully. As I said, I know it sounds weird, but I out of 26 trades, I won 24. I just sat patiently and only took obvious trades. There was a couple of them, probably 5 or 6, I came out early than my 2 points, but it worked and I passed lovely. And then for some reason, I think they'd done a deal on that day, an offer. So I submitted my details and paid it, and usually it's quick, but it didn't happen quick because I think there was that many people signing up for the offer. And I think I got my P account up and sorted probably 2 hours before the market ended. But it was on a Friday and I was desperate to try and make some money. That's tempting, but I'm going to leave that. I was desperate to try and make some money before the weekend started, and I ended up making a loss, just taking a crappy trade, making a loss, and I ended up blowing it within the space of about half an hour. So it's a bit frustrated. There was a lower high there, but I just don't like the fact that we've had a break and we've had a new low. Probably a valid trade, isn't it? We've got a sharp trend, but now I was just expecting maybe to come back a little bit higher before we came down again. It's quite a nice push down actually. Anybody take that, did they? Anybody take that lower high? I'm always trying, when I've had a trade or want a trade, I'm always trying to be aware of how I feel, that I'm not trying to rush something. Because I think sometimes when you have when you have a loss, the chances of having another loss soon after go up quite high. And also with a win, when you have a win, the chance of having a loss, your odds climb a little higher. So I think you've got to be a bit careful. So I'm trying to be aware of how I feel after. There's a slightly different channel there. Seems to be working. That we just broke, and we may get a new low. Yeah, we've. Trouble is, it just. I think we're going a little bit of a range here, haven't we? I'm just aware that not to get suckered into a. Yeah, we've had a break. I mean, that looks like quite a nice short. But in fact, it probably is a pretty good trade actually. But I'm just a little bit nervous at the moment. It just looks a little bit down, and I don't know. I'm just a bit. It just looks a little bit risky. Although it's a failed second entry. It's a failed second entry. But my arse would be twitching about now. I wouldn't be shocked if it came up and stopped the eights. It just didn't seem. Do you know what I'm seeing now? This is what I'm seeing. Something like that. That's what I'm seeing. Let me just in which case that may be. I just don't like the way it's this. Look at this. See, there you go. Although that was, we've had a channel down, we've had a break right up to the EMA. Something just didn't look right about that. But ordinarily it follows the rules, doesn't it? We're in a downtrend. We have a channel, we have a break, new low. That's what we're looking for. We had a break, push right up. But sometimes I like to take. I like it when it has two pushes up. So we've had a break and it'll try twice to get higher, and that's where I kind of like trading. I think we're about to start ranging. Yeah, exactly. But just something didn't seem quite right about that. I don't like it when a strong push down, it goes right to the EMA and then go. I like it when it pushes up a couple of times and then comes down. In fact, it's getting a bit confusing all this, isn't it? Let's get rid of that for the minute. Yeah, I mean, we could be sort of in this downtrend, but you could say that's a bit rangy as well, couldn't you? See what I mean with that one? Sod's law, innit? You go short there, triggers you, comes out, stop you out. Where does it go? Right in the bloody direction you thought it was. Now, if this is a lower high, I'd say that would probably be a valid trade. This is what I'm thinking now. This is a possibility. A lower high. I just don't know. It just looks a little bit. Looks like we're coming down with that push pull up. I'd say it's probably going to break these lows. But there's just something about it I'm just a little bit nervous about. It's probably going to come down here. Actually, it hasn't finished quite as bearish as I was hoping, but I'd say down here is probably a fair bit. Okay, so if anybody took that lower high, you'd have made some money. So, okay, it could be something like that actually. That probably looks a little bit better. Just going to remove this for a minute. Get rid of that. Okay, there's just something working down, isn't there? Let's have a look at this. That's possible. Chuck him out of the way. I don't know. I said there's some form of downtrend. Looks like my next target is 40.62, which is down here. Yeah, I'd say we're certainly. Okay. This was the measured move, wasn't it? So there's two legs down there, isn't there? Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look, buddy. Yeah. Let's have a look. There's a possible failure here, but it's going a bit sideways for me. Downtrend in Facebook Messenger, yeah, I got it here. So you took, did you take that failure, or you took one further down, didn't you? Just trying to think, we had the push up. Sorry about my dog in the background. Looks like a triple test. Yeah, I can see you've gone from there then, haven't you? Let's have a look. You've gone from there, I think, haven't you? Let's have a look. Is that where you've gone from? Have a look. No, it's not. You've gone from further back. Let's have a look. Let's get rid of that. You've gone from there, I think. Let's have a look. Is that about right? Or is that your breakout? Let's have a look. Okay. Let's just push him out of the way a minute. That's what you've done, Brant, isn't it? I think. Is that right? The big push down, pull up. So you've gone from there. Right. You've got a break there, top and bottom, haven't you? Is that right? Looks like it. Let's put them out of the way. I'll push down. I think that's what you've got, Brant. I think. Yeah, I think you've got a. How the hell? Your chart must look different from mine, because it looks like you've got a break here and a break there, doesn't it? Looks like a triple test. That actually doesn't look that bad, does it? It's touching the bottom. Does this still fit overall? It does, doesn't it? Near enough. Let's push him out of the way there. So look, my bars are more wiki. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, how that works? It's weird. So there is push up, break, push up. It's definitely looking a little bit rangy. A bit rangy there, a bit rangy here. Bars are getting bigger as well, aren't they? 22 ticks, that is. Something's moving the market quick. Okay, so that's a possible second entry short. It's just too sidewaysy for me. All right, in fact, here. Yeah, it may be an option. Second entry short. Doesn't look like it's going to finish right anyway, does it? Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm 100% sure where things are at the moment. Let's have a look. No. What time is it? Okay. Right, guys, I think I'm going to have to leave it at the moment. I've got to pop out. I've just got a bit of a visitor anyway. It's something to do with my mother anyway. So, okay. Look, I appreciate you looking up, guys. Sorry it's been cut a bit short, but we will be here tomorrow. It's a nice start for me, and a few of you have got something out today as well, so that's all good. We keep rejecting off the bottom previously. Yeah, we do, don't we? Which tells me maybe we might be moving up a little bit, so let's see if the top of this trend, let's have a look. Well done that trade. Thank you, Wood. I appreciate it, mate. I'm dead pleased with it. It's not often you get a nice trade like that, two back to back, that worked really well. So yeah, this overall trend, we've had a break out the bottom and we're going sideways, so maybe we're coming up here, I don't know, but I'm going to mark my chart up later and post it on on the Facebook group, and I will I'll be back here tomorrow. So nice chatting with you guys again, and we will. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, mate. It's just this is more helpful to me than it is you guys. Trust me, I get more out of this than you guys. I've never been this sensible, which is surprising me. So Jacob, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yulan, brilliant. Oh, some. Ran, Nikolai, I'll have to sort that out tomorrow. Israel, yeah, you're all there, aren't you? Excellent, thanks. Take care, see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll definitely be here tomorrow, 100%. So have a great evening. If you carry on trading today, it might be a better day to trade today. We've got a few good trades out. There's been some other possibilities. So if you carry on trading, best of luck. And I will catch up with you all for some more trade and a nice chat again tomorrow. Okay, all the best.